Hey everybody, Matthew here. Taking a quick look again at gold, silver, and Bitcoin. In the last video, we looked at silver, the market size of available silver around the world, as well as the exponential trend line out into the future. Today, we're going to take a look at gold. And as I put the market size of gold here, notice what happens to silver. Okay. Gold's much bigger, much bigger. For this video, let's just take off silver. Let's just focus on gold here. And this is from the global financial crisis in 2008, starting here in December 2008. This chart, gold in totality throughout all of human history had only been mined to the tune of about $4 trillion worth of gold ounces. Now, as with silver, there is a small industrial factor that I am removing from this calculation. The total gross ounces mined would be a little bit bigger than this, but unlike silver, that factor is much smaller. Silver is about 50% of the total, as I mentioned yesterday. Gold is something like 10%, you can say. Sometimes a little bit under, sometimes a little bit more, typically a little bit more, 10 to 15% industrial usage of silver constantly churning throughout the markets, throughout industry. Okay, so 2008 into 2009, a little over $4 trillion worth of gold throughout history. We had the silver spike in 2011, also a gold spike. Takes the gold cap, the gold market size up to close to 8 trillion, actually over 8 trillion you see here in late 2011. And then we go down into this sideways to bear market for almost 10 years. And then back when COVID occurs, meme stock trading, all the rest, very similar pattern to silver. But even a higher, stronger growth here from 2023 and into 2024. The gold cap as of August, $15.3 trillion equivalent. So this is the gold cap, the available gold in the world for people to purchase, the market size at current prices. That is, at the moment, $2,500 per ounce or so. And like silver, a huge proportion of this is in fact in jewelry form or ornamental form, or in silver's case, silverware form. In gold's case, it's about 50%. Okay, so 50% of this number all the way through is always in silver, and the other 50% is in bullion form. Coins, bars, in central banks, in private funds, private vaults, in ETFs, so on and so forth. So that's how the metal looks. That's how the metal is valued. Started in 2008, 4 trillion. Now, at the midpoint, over halfway point of 2024, 15.3 trillion. Let's layer this on with Bitcoin. As I've said, gold, silver, this is outside money of the past. Bitcoin, very much the possibility to be outside money of the future. Bitcoin is down in silver territory. Let's keep silver off this video for now, but we see that Bitcoin is still, compared to gold, very small. Okay, Bitcoin is here in the green. August 2024 for Bitcoin, market cap $1.16 trillion. Gold, 15.3 trillion. So 15 times is the factor here. But that factor, of course, is shrinking, because way back here, let's say in 2011, 2012, Bitcoin was at, not even a billion, 50 million market cap, 200 million market cap here in 2012. The 2013, 2014 spike, it did get up to 13.5 billion for Bitcoin. But just a flea compared to gold at this time, $6.3 trillion. And then, we go on. Okay, the 2017 top, of course, gets up to 200 billion, 200 plus billion, then falls back down. And then COVID, we get up over $1 trillion again to where we are today, about $1 trillion equivalent. Now, remember, that is still not a small number in the global financial outside money universe. The pound sterling is about this figure, $1.1 trillion equivalent, or £1 trillion pounds. Pound sterling, $1.1 trillion equivalent. That is the value of Bitcoin at the moment. And indeed, Bitcoin this year has passed the Bank of England's balance sheet. So Bitcoin is nothing to scoff at anymore. It was really never nothing to scoff at if you understood the technology and learned about it and researched it over the years here. But it clearly is catching up. But gold is also increasing. So this is an interesting phenomenon. We have fiat money that's growing, we have silver that's growing, we have gold that's growing, and we have Bitcoin that is growing in this sort of ubiquitous US dollar equivalent ratio, or putting things into US dollar equivalent from their respective units, gold ounces, silver ounces, or on-chain UTXO Bitcoins. Now, we can still have a little bit more info on gold here. Let's do as we did with silver. Let's look at the 50-year trend line of gold as far as the market size goes. I'm going to put that on. It's going to be a dotted golden line here. And there it is. Okay. This is still linear scale. We'll get to log scale in the next video, but this is linear scale. And this is the 50-plus year trend of the gold market cap projecting out. Okay, so as we can see here, 2011, just like with silver, gold was well over the trend line, then fell back to the trend line. For about 10 years now, it bumped above the trend line from COVID times to now. Again, it's well over the trend line. All right, so keep that in mind. And if we continue on out here till the end of the decade, we get to about $16.7 trillion in December 2030 for the gold cap, the gold market size. And remember, it's already 15.3 trillion. Okay. And this is a pretty strong trend line, all right? 87% R squared. This is better than the R squared that silver had. See the prior video for that. But this is a pretty good relationship, in fact. Taking a moment to remind you that this show is brought to you by Trezor, home of the original Bitcoin hardware wallet. For over 10 years now, Trezor means business in Bitcoin security and functionality. When using their wallet software Trezor Suite to connect to the Bitcoin network, you're automatically connected via Tor, protecting your identity and giving you full control of your coins in a fully open source manner, both on the software level and on the hardware level. So head on over to Trezor.io to grab your brand new Trezor Safe 5 with a secure element, as well as a ton of available accessories to back up your keys and keep your coins safe. Here is the relationship of gold to its trend line. The current gold valuation is about at the same trend line level that is projected at the end of the decade, 2030. Interesting to keep in mind. Whereas Bitcoin's growth, we can, though certainly starting from a much smaller base, a base of 0, is monumental compared to gold. And we'll talk about the relationship between Bitcoin's growth, Bitcoin's trend line, gold's growth, gold's trend line, and silver in the next video. So, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.